Okay, everybody, let's get off these mainstream media topics and let's jump on something that I think can really impact our lives today. Self-talk. Wait, what? What are you saying? Self-talk. You heard me. The things you say to yourself and the impact that has on your life. The things you speak over your life, over your projects, little things. Let's get real. Let's dive into minutia here because I want people to be maximized. I want you to maximize your potential because I want really, really healthy people to go out there and fight for good, fight the good fight, defend the voiceless, all the things we do. So, for instance, I don't know, are you the person that drives into a parking lot and you don't get a good parking spot and you say the following, that's just my luck? Have you done that? Are you doing that? Are you the person that wakes up in the morning and looks in the mirror and immediately self-criticizes? Right? There's a difference in being willing to make fun of yourself and not take yourself too seriously and criticizing yourself, right? And breaking down your own character, right? What is your self-talk? Just pause for a second and see, are there some habitual things that you say to yourself, good or bad, indifferent, whatever, right? And this is about personal stuff, about you. I want you to start having a self-talk that builds your character. A self-talk that speaks towards what I would consider how God sees you, not your perspective of what God sees in you, not the judge judging you and coming to smite you and etc. No, the loving God, the God that looks at you as a son and daughter, a treasured vessel, right? What are you saying to yourself every day? Are you having positive self-talk or is it negative self-talk? Because I will tell you this, what you speak over your life, I am telling you, it's going to manifest. You're going to attract that stuff to you. If you say things like, I'm just not good at. Now, of course, if there's certain things in life that you aren't that good at, let's just say you're not good at playing tennis, saying, I'm not that great at playing tennis, that's okay. That's one thing. But I'm talking about things that you can actually work on and get better at, like, I'm just not good at remembering. I'm just not good at names. I'm just not good at maps. I'm just not good at, holding myself accountable or being conscientious to time or showing up on time or those things. No, stop saying that. Do something about it. Change the way you speak into, I'm going to be good at being on time. I'm going to do better at taking care of my body, paying attention to what I eat. Right? Speak life over your life. What is your self-talk at the moment? Your self-talk may be, oh, we're in deep trouble. Everything is burning. The country is burning. We're all, gonna suffer, right? If that's your self-talk, stop it. And I'm not talking about just being naive and not looking at reality, right? And not having balance in your life. But I'm specifically talking about the things that breaks down your character, that you don't even know that you're doing. So often, we do the very things to ourselves that we accuse others of doing to us. So often, we attract those people into our lives. Have you considered that? Have you considered that if you have the same type of relationship coming into your life, that you actually have to stop, pause, and say, why is it that every business partner I have, this happens, or every friend I have, this happens, or for the woman, every friend I have somewhere she's gossiping about me or backstabbing me. Are you maybe attracting those kind of people? Are you maybe self-talking yourself into those relationships? Dating relationships, abusive relationships. How often do we not see abuse perpetuated? A girl dates a guy who's a guy that's abusive and she leaves him and then she's with another guy. Do you value yourself enough not to be abused? That's a harsh statement, but do you? Do you see yourself worthy of love? Unconditional love. Is that how you talk to yourself? Do you love yourself that way? Do you see yourself that way? Are you taking the time? Am I taking the time to try to identify how I talk to myself and then have two sides of the ledger, bad and good? Uplifting and destructive. What do I say over my life that's destructive? And those are the things I want you to identify. Those are the things I want you to stop. Those are the things I want you to pray over, get healing over, talk to somebody you can trust over and say, hey, help me with this. I don't want to do this. Some of it may be very personal. Some of it may be tied to trauma you've had in your life, to a father that told you as a son, you're worthless, you're not going to make it. What makes you think you can play in the major leagues? What makes you think you're good enough? How many dads do this? If you're one of those fathers, out of love in my heart, I want to ask you, please stop immediately. You're not protecting your child. I know the fathers that do that. You think you're protecting your child from hurt. You don't want him to set his hopes and dreams on something so big as playing Major League Baseball, where you have watched the stats and only 1% of collegiate baseball players make it. Or whatever the stat is. That's the stat in football, by the way. 1% of collegiate football players play in the NFL. And you just don't want your son to set his hopes on something so big so that he could get hurt. He's going to get hurt. Life is going to hurt your son. Rather, encourage him to discover whether he has the talent and the ability. Pour everything you got into it. It will show whether he's good enough or not. Don't worry. Your son will discover whether he's good enough or not. And then the flip side of the coin, don't perpetuate a dream you have for your child. If you want your child to be a world-class singer, and they're a good singer, but not great, and now all of a sudden you're pushing them in that direction, and you're robbing them of time, because that's your dream, not their dream. So let's become real with ourselves. Let's look at self-talk. Let's look and see where are we naturally gifted, and stop harming your future. Stop speaking these negative things over your life, particularly word curses such as, that's just my bad luck. That's just the flip of the coin. That's just how the cards fall for me. Well, there you go again. This is normal in my life. Or people always hurt me. Or my friends always abandon me. Or nobody is ever honest with me. There's a little bit of truth to that. Maybe people have not been honest with you. Maybe people have hurt you. But the lie, the enemy twists to come to you and say, well, this is just how it is for you. Right? How do you ever climb out of a hole? How do we ever take scripture and say, well, now I want to tell you, hey, Psalm 23 is yours. You can walk through the valley of shadow and death. Well, no, every time I'm in the valley, I just get beat on. If you say that, you start believing it. I am telling you, spiritually, supernaturally, you're going to attract that to yourself. Because we fall into this trap of managing dysfunction. We fall into this trap where we actually get functionally dysfunctional. And you'd rather deal with the devil that you know than the devil that you don't. You learn how to manage trauma, manage abuse, manage hurt, manage disappointment. Stop today. You don't have to. Start speaking life over your life. Speak life over your children. Let them dream. Let them fail. Let them have hopes. Put action to their faith. Do these things that's bold and daring. Yes, take calculated risk. But I'm telling you, what is more important than what people say about you is what you say about yourself. Because the second you say something about yourself, you come into agreement with something. I want you to come into an agreement with what God says about you, how He sees you. Because that's going to be redemptive, restorative, and life-giving. Period. He wants you to have an amazing, fulfilled, purpose-filled, love-filled life. But you got to want that for yourself. And not just dream it, speak it. Not talking about narcissism here and ego, right? Oh, I'm the greatest gift to mankind. No. But speak life over yourself. All right? God bless you. Let's look and analyze our self-talk. The things we say about ourselves. Pay less attention to what the world and people say, but more about what we actually say to ourselves. And let's align that to God's heart and what God says about you, which is love and kindness and an amazing future. God bless you. Let's talk again soon.